Hi guys, welcome to the Father
and Son
Talk Show. Right, another week has gone by, predictions have been tallied, and the belt looks like it's staying where it is.
Yes, it will be. Oh, look at it in all its glory, and it's still with the glory.
Alright. Yeah. Anyway, yes, it was, and it's 5-5 in the yearly predictions. So
I brought it back.
It's all going to be. I reckon it could either be all down to the WrestleMania, or you could win it on Fastlane and WrestleMania.
Or but then again, we still have NXT.
If it was another, yeah, it could be another draw. So yes, we've got a couple of shout outs. So we will go to the shout outs right now. Hi guys, welcome back. Right, as we said, if you leave us a comment, you can say anything. Leave us a question about something that you want us to answer. You could even put where you're from as well. We will also give you a shout out on the next video. We will put a link in the bottom in the descriptions. So anybody who wants to follow their videos as well, you can. Gives you a way of creating more of a buzz with social media and getting everybody out there, making more subscribers. Yeah. And we've actually got an extra 3 subscribers. We've gone up 3 subscribers, so thank you very much. The first shout out is to Wrestling Titan, and it says mixed tag teams for the single match for Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. So, like I say, Wrestle Titan, shout out to you. And also, if you want to look at his if you want to look at his YouTube page, check it out at the bottom.
Yeah, that just before I go on to the next one, that question I actually want to answer. He said, do you think there's going to be a mixed tag team match with Ronda Rousey and someone else versus Triple H and Stephanie, or they will put her in a singles match? It's interesting to see, because it depends whether they want to take Ronda Rousey, whether they want to put her straight into a singles match at WrestleMania, or they want to have this Steph and Triple H versus Ronda Rousey and this other person. And it was rumoured a long time ago that The Rock was supposed to be this person, but we all know Rock's Hollywood now, so it's more than likely that's never going to happen. So who it's going to be, there's been a lot of rumours, obviously Seth Rollins, and we have covered this before. I think Seth Rollins will be a good idea. I think that there's a way they can do this that will be very clever. What do you think?
Yeah, your view? I think it's better. You don't throw her in as like sort of a main match. It's good that she's got someone. Hopefully, she'll win against Triple H and Stephanie, because she needs to win. Because if she doesn't win her first big hurrah at WrestleMania and she sort of loses, it's going to be a bit bad for her. But like I say, I think personally, I think it should be a mixed tag team match. I definitely think it should be. Who is going to be is well,
it's still up in the air, really. Knows.
So everybody says that it could be Seth Rollins, but we'll see who that could be. So that's your question answered.
Yes, and the next comment that was left was from Mohammad Bolal. Thank you. Sorry if I've completely messed up your name then. I'm not the best with pronouncing names, but yeah, he left a comment saying Ronda Rousey or Nikki Bella, who would win. Now this is interesting, because obviously we all know that wrestling is fake. It's not real. It's
fake. Oh God, you just pulled the curtain down. Vince is going to be closing his web now.
Wow.
He's going to be closing the YouTube channel down. Oh, have we not got enough telling off from YouTube?
Really? I mean, come on. You are not the funny one, so just sit back there and let me do all the comedic things. But no, obviously we all know wrestling is storyline. Yeah. We all know wrestling is a storyline. So it really depends. Obviously, Nikki Bella's not wrestling. Obviously, Ronda Rousey is just signed to WWE. But it depends. This is my thought on it. It depends really who's getting the bigger push to win. Personally, I would like to see Ronda Rousey win, because I think, you know, she's a little bit better than Nikki Bella. But it would be quite an interesting match to see. Maybe You know,
it's that one. Is it a wrestling match, or is it in the realms of MMA? If it's in the realms of MMA, then Ronda Rousey will win easily. I don't think Nikki Bella's got what it takes to get into the octagon.
It could be one of those famous Vince matches though, where like, you know, it's just a random bra and panties match, or
jelly
and
ice cream.
Yeah, you've got Jerry the King Lawler come into the ring, and you know you've got these girls in bikinis hitting each other over the head with a pillow.
So yeah, thanks for the comments, and like I say, if you
leave more.
Yeah, leave more. Subscribe if you want to subscribe to us. It all helps in the end of it. See you after the break with the Raw review. Hi guys, do apologise, it's actually the news next. A little bit of a mistake by my part.
Why do we have you on the show?
Oh, because it's my camera.
Yes, it should be called the Glorious Sun Talk Show.
Okay. Anyway, going into the news now. The WWE have announced that they're going to return back to Japan in June. Now, this is quite interesting because everything that's been going on in Japan at the last couple of months stroke year, with like Chris Jericho going over to New Japan and wrestling for New Japan against Kenny Omega. Everybody's saying that maybe they're trying to like sort of entice Kenny Omega back over to, well not back over, but to the WWE. The fact that there's the Bullet Club as well, they're over there. There's like sort of the big argument with them at the moment with the old Too Sweet trademark. So it would be interesting to see what's going to happen. Like I say, going to Japan, it's good because the fans of Japanese wrestling are how they used to be a long time ago, with a lot of passion, a lot of like sort of love for the sport itself. So I think it's going to be good. It's going to get if it's going to be a live, like a Raw review or something like that, I think it will be really good because they'll fill out the stadiums instead of struggling with the stadiums as well. So that was that one. Now over to you with yours.
Yes, so this is more again on the SmackDown side, like we had last week. So yeah, obviously we talked about last week SmackDown having such a low rating with their fans coming to watch their shows, and we talked about reasons why this could be happening. And we also put pictures on our Facebook page, which you can go and check out, of what that whole point was talking about. Because obviously, when you're watching wrestling from a TV screen, you just have a hard cam, which you're just facing the ring at all times, and you don't see what's behind the hard cam. And there was nothing behind that hard cam except chairs. Really, there was really no fans. But I am glad to report that the SmackDown Live viewership actually went up this time. So they kind of showed behind the hard cam a little bit at some point, and you could see there was a lot more fans there, and the stadium as a whole looked a lot more filled out, which was good to see.
Do you reckon that could be because of John Cena turning up on there?
Yeah, I don't know, because when John Cena comes out, the fans are just meh. Yeah, but
they still think he's.
Yeah, they still think he's great, and he is. You know, you can't. His abilities in the ring are fantastic, but you know when they come out, they're all saying, you know, they're singing along to his tune, and they go John Cena. You know, so I don't know.
I think they do that because it's just something for them to do.
Yeah, I mean it's
like
the same thing with Kurt Angle.
Yeah, like to do with Kurt Angle. Exactly.
You know, there's loads of things which could have pointed to this. Maybe no one wants to stay. You know. Maybe like you said, the roster wasn't as good as last week as it was this week. Maybe nothing really happened. But you know, it's good to see that SmackDown viewership is increasing, because you don't want, you know, one of your main shows to decrease in popularity, because it just wouldn't be very good at all. So yeah, that's
one of the main shows. Yes, get that in.
Pretty much the main show. Anyway. Let's move on to the next bit of news.
And the next one is that it's been revealed that the Big Show is looking like he will be hanging up his wrestling boots. It's been revealed that he wants to do more of a behind the scenes performing, so obviously he's going to be doing a little bit more booking and seeing how the business goes. So I do hope that they actually give him a proper goodbye and not a case of just like that's it. You know, it would be nice for him to actually have a farewell match. Maybe WrestleMania could be it. Hopefully he could get the match he wants. You know, the problem is when I say he's a big lad, he's tall. So he will obviously struggle as years go on. We all know that, oh God, Andre the Giant, he struggled like sort of into his like sort of years. So you know, it's good to see that he's going to still be sticking around with the company. So.
Yeah. So hold on, just before we end, I've just been searching up that the reason that the SmackDown views did increase was because John Cena actually did turn up. So yeah, you were right with that, and it is interesting to see. I don't think it actually says how, you know, the popularity that they had. I'm not sure. Was it the 20th? No, it's the March. Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, the popularity did definitely increase, and it's good to see.
Yep.
But yeah.
So, after the break, we will come back with the Raw review. So we'll see you after the break. Alright guys, welcome back. Straight into the Raw review. So, it was another packed show. Interesting show, as they was stating that not John Cena, that he was going to be a face-to-face with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but we will get into that in a bit. So we start off the show with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James comes out. So like, you know, we all know that Mickie James and Alexa Bliss have been quite pally-pally. This is weird considering that like they first started off as friends, then they started off quite against each other in the like sort of last couple of months, and now they seem to be palled up. I thought it was just because Mickie James was trying to butter everybody up. So
you mean Alexa Bliss? Alexa
Bliss, sorry. But it now seems that Mickie James is actually like, you know, hanging around with that. So. She comes out and Alexa Bliss is amazed with her performance in the Elimination Chamber, saying how I must admit, I did honestly believe that she was going to try to hide and scurry around and not get into it, but she did.
Did you not watch it?
For most of it she did. She did like sort of, you know, I know she was like hiding up on the
I mean, I see what she's doing, because her gimmick is, you know, she doesn't care and she doesn't want to fight. She just wants to stay the champion. But, you know, your champion shouldn't be scared to fight. Your champion should want to fight. You see, on SmackDown, Charlotte isn't scared to fight anyone.
Yeah, but she's a heel, isn't she? No, but I mean,
if she's a heel, if Alexa Bliss is a heel, then she should want to fight everyone, not run away. Charlotte would never run away.
So. This brings out Asuka and confronts Alexa Bliss before, obviously we all know that Asuka yet has not really put her name down to who she's going to take on at the WrestleMania. So obviously before she could even get round to saying anything again, Nia Jax comes out, rushes down to the ring and then beats up on Asuka. As I says here, still not 100% sure who she's going to face at WrestleMania. This sets up for another 6-women tag team match. You've got to get those 6-man tag team, 6-women tag team, 6-man tag team, 6-women tag team. Like we said before, now this is the 10th one. Jesus wept.
Terrible.
So the only good thing about it, obviously, they didn't do one on SmackDown. So we had. Sasha Banks, Bayley, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mickie James and Nia Jax. The good thing with this is the only good thing about having this 6-man tag match is 6-women tag match, get that right, is that Bayley, obviously this is the first part of we saw Bayley and Sasha Banks, because we've seen it bits and pieces, but not...
They've been teasing us.
Yeah, but not, you know, a full-on heel turn by one of them. But we saw type of a heel turn when Bayley jumped off the ring and refused to take Sasha Banks in. Now that's quite interesting because she went in then to help out Asuka, so she doesn't seem like she's turning the heel completely, but it does seem that like sort of, you know, there's going to be sort of I don't know if she's going to turn full heel on Bayley, or I'm sorry, if Bayley's going to turn full heel on Sasha Banks, or if it's going to be the other way around. But that's one to see. But it could be the start of heel Bayley.
Yeah, I don't believe it's going to be heel Bayley. I'm still ready for that heel Sasha Banks. I think she'll make a better heel. I think Bayley's too over with the crowd. You know, her gimmick is that she loves to hug people.
Yeah.
You can't just change that completely. You know, you can't have her come out and not want to hug people, because that just completely kills the gimmick. But with Sasha Banks, you could turn her into this cocky woman that thinks she can beat everyone because she's the boss.
Yeah.
It's really heel Sasha Banks is the way to go.
Oh well,
that was me.
We'll have to see. Maybe at the moment you got to think of it. Bayley's never been that heel persona. She's always been a good girl. So maybe she could crack a heel persona. We'll have to see. But the winner of that will be Asuka gets the pin and obviously gets the win for her team. This brings John Cena. John Cena cuts a promo saying how disappointed he is on his performance at the Elimination Chamber. You know, Big John. He keeps on saying how he's not going to get a match at WrestleMania. All he needs to do is knock on the door at Vince McMahon and say, "Vince, give me a match," and he'll go, "Yeah, okay, John." So
yes.
Everybody knows this.
Storyline.
Everybody knows this. But he then calls out the Undertaker. And the crowd go absolutely epi over this.
They really do. They have orgasms over this.
Oh.
They do.
But
I mean, wouldn't everyone?
It was weird because he actually, then he turned around and goes, "Well, that's not going to happen, is it?" So is this a way of swerving us to the side sort of thing, showing that, like, you know, maybe you know, it's not going to happen. Maybe, you know, it's not going to be John Cena and Undertaker take a bit of the surprise off, and then obviously the Undertaker then turns up next week or following on down the road. Maybe, you know, well, if John Cena stays on SmackDown, maybe he might turn up in a Fastlane pay-per-view. Well, that's
because Undertaker's. If I think of Undertaker, I think SmackDown. I don't think Raw. I think of Undertaker. For me, watching wrestling as I've grown up, that's where I've always seen Undertaker on the blue brand. So maybe you could.
It could be two names on the blue brand that could hype up it a little bit more. Could get that juiciest run.
Yeah, but then again, like you said, it could be a complete swerve ball that could have someone else already lined up with John Cena. You know, someone that's already. You know, you can have Goldberg maybe come back. You know, you could have someone else, a past. Legend,
possibly.
You could have Triple H, or you know, there's loads of opportunities. You could, well, obviously Triple H might be in the next match.
I think that's going to be it. And then we had Bray Wyatt versus Heath Slater. Obviously Bray won that. You know, Heath at the moment is being classed as a bit of a joke, but
and a jobber.
But you know, there was that story of him becoming more of a hardcore wrestler, but I think that's I don't know. But Bray looked a lot more vicious with this. He just seemed a lot more angry. So we'll have to see if this helps with the feud a little bit. Maybe they turn around and told Bray, go out there, be more mean, be more...
Look scary.
Yeah, look scary. So, and then The Miz comes out and cuts a promo on who he will be facing for WrestleMania, because obviously he keeps on saying that he's put more prestige in this Intercontinental title than anything. And you can't lock it, because at the end of the day, that's the title that's been on Raw instead of obviously the Universal title that's hardly been seen at the moment. So, so he's going the longest Intercontinental champion. Then The Miz is better than all of the previous champions.
I mean, that's what George said.
Yeah, of course it does. Well, obviously not like sort of past ones.
Oh yeah,
the Attitude Era and all that. But
at
you know,
the present time.
Yeah, of course. And I hope he does actually like sort of hold it for the longest and become the reigning And this brings obviously Seth Rollins out. Seth Rollins could be facing him in the WrestleMania. That would be good because it will give Seth something to do, and it will give The Miz something to do. I think they could work up a really good promo, and I think they could really do a really good work with this leading up to WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that's obviously dependent on if Miz will be there, because obviously his and Maurice's baby is due about that time.
That's
so,
right, yeah. But I think they will. But it could always like sort of be called off for some reason if the worst comes to the worst.
Yeah. Braun Strowman might just kick him down the stage a couple of times. And,
yeah. So then we had like sort of Seth Rollins pick up the win to obviously cement his name down for that WrestleMania moment. Then Finn Balor comes down and gets told he's in the match with The Miz. So then it's The Miz versus Finn Balor. So obviously we've got now Miz doing double duties.
Yeah.
And then he gets told in the match that with The Miz Taraj happy to attack Finn. This brings out Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So yeah, like obviously it brings it's just a way of being able to get them on the show, really. Yeah, I think they might have something, but as we saw in the kickoff show, it was Carl Anderson versus Luke Gallows. And
they're not kickoff show worthy. Come on, whoever plans for Raw and Raw pay-per-views, they are not one bit kickoff worthy. No. They are tag team titles worthy. Do you know who's kickoff worthy? Someone like Apollo.
Yeah, Titus.
And Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
We all knew they were going to win.
They get the lights, and then not only that, but they get a match during this as well, as we'll talk about it in a bit. So, pardon me. Oh, lost. Kurt Angle comes down to inform them is that if he doesn't compete, that he will not be at WrestleMania. Finn Balor picks up the win. That means that now it looks like it's going to be a triple threat match for the IC title at WrestleMania.
Very interesting, that will be.
Yeah. The big dog, Roman Reigns cuts a bit of a heel promo. This is the promo that started everything like rolling, because it was advertised and it's been on social media. The photos been around. We put it. I think we put it up on our Facebook page that your main person, your main heavyweight champion in the Universal Belt. He was not at the pay-per-view. He was not at the following Raw, and he decided that instead of turn up, he would hang out with Dana White, who is the UFC president, and go out for a couple of drinks with him. So, is this a way of him holding WWE for some sort of ransom? If you hold him for ransom, try to get more money out of him. He's done it before, and I'm sure he'll do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Or it could just be the main reason that Braun Strowman absolutely clatters him in the head at one of Raw's pay-per-views. It was one of the Raw pay-per-views. And it was, I'm trying to think, I can picture it in my mind, but I can't. What was it? It was Kane, Braun Strowman.
I don't know which one. One of the pay-per-views.
Yeah, it was one of the pay-per-views, and then Braun Strowman clattered him in the head, so maybe Brock Lesnar clattered Braun Strowman in the head, so maybe, it's another way to get more money.
I think it's just like, if he does, then fair enough. I'd prefer him to go instead of him, because at the end of the day, I'd rather see the belt on actually being defended on Raw. Then we had, as it says, we had the Bar versus Titus Worldwide in a 3 falls match. No contest who won that. Yes, the Bar won with like sort of their final. They picked up the final 4. A video package with the Warrior Award that's been announced. It is Juris Robinson. He's a young boy who's struggled with crippling illnesses. So he's got the Warrior Award. It looks really weird because when you actually see the picture of all of the Hall of Famers, he's like sort of this small little kid, and you've got all these giants there. So it looks really weird, but so yeah, so well done to him. You know, obviously, poor kid, he's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's time to walk with Elias. It's Elias down at the ring. And then Braun Strowman comes out, and we have a Braun Strowman versus Elias. But obviously, Braun Strowman wins by disqualification due to the fact that he cheats, and Elias runs for the hills. He tries to actually get out of the way. So. And then it's announced that because of obviously John Cena's promo earlier on, we know that now John Cena is going to be at SmackDown the following day. So, you know, that was noted obviously to push people from Raw to go over to SmackDown, to tune into SmackDown. But like I say, people don't need it, yeah, they'll tune in anyway. So then we have Stephanie and Triple H cutting a promo about what happened. Stating that you know, Kurt Angle was ill. Kurt Angle, like, you know, he made a mistake. He shouldn't have like sort of said these things he was saying. Obviously, it's all storyline, and that brings out obviously Ronda Rousey. It's rowdy time. Stephanie McMahon apologises for slapping Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I actually thought she was going to say something along the lines of, "I'm sorry, I didn't slap you harder," or something like that. But she did give you a proper apology. She walked out the ring, and just before, like, they were just about to leave it all, Triple H gives Kurt Angle the most softest punch I've ever seen in my life. The guy looked like, and that was seriously, it was just like. And then Kurt Angle just goes on the floor. So.
Well, Triple H is old now, so maybe, you know.
I think both of them. I don't think he wanted to like sort of hit him just in case he shut his face. But
maybe, like, you know, he's got a trapped nerve in his back, and you know, he can't punch as hard now. So
whatever. So anyway, that is the end of the Raw review. So we will see you after the break with the SmackDown review.
See you guys there. Hi guys, and welcome to the SmackDown review. So, like we said earlier, it was actually a higher popularity on this week's show than last week's. So, the start of SmackDown Live was the Bludgeon Brothers. Oh, sorry, no, John Cena. I got a bit confused as SmackDown's perfect people decided to completely mess up. And put the Bludgeon Brothers name instead of John Cena's name, which
maybe John Cena's joining the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, that could be. You know, that is his.
That's how he's going to get to WrestleMania.
Yes, it will be. The New Day is going to get the titles of Fastlane. Yep. John Cena is going to be the Bludgeon Brothers.
He can have a sheep mask as well.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so yes, it was John Cena that actually turned up on SmackDown. Back after, I think, 6 months, he's back now, which was good to see him back. And his main reason for coming on SmackDown was because of his disappointing Elimination Chamber match, which was obviously the Raw brand, which we will get onto later in the show, as he finished, as he was eliminated third. So not good for John Cena, especially, you know, since his career has been so good over these good couple of years. So he's out here basically asking for a shot at you know, getting into his WrestleMania. He's trying to follow his own WrestleMania path, and he talks about obviously Nakamura being the only person on SmackDown that has their own path since he was the Royal Rumble winner. And this was good because you know, they're still hyping up Nakamura winning the Royal Rumble, and you know, they're still getting the fans wanting, you know, Nakamura as quickly as possible to get in to the match. So he calls up for his chance, and he says he will do whatever he needs to get to WrestleMania.
Don't mean jumping ship to like sort of another round.
Pretty much, yeah.
Even though he says that he hasn't got a chance of getting any matches, jump over to the other side and
but then again, he's a free agent, so he can do that.
Very true.
So yeah, this brings up Shane McMahon, who says it's nice to see him back. He welcomes him back warmly. I bet if someone like that went on to Raw, they wouldn't even acknowledge him. So that's just the SmackDown life. He basically says to Cena that the pathway you want puts you right slap bang in the middle for a title shot, Fastlane. And I was watching this and thinking, well, this isn't fair. And I'll put further down, this isn't fair because, John Cena's obviously a veteran now, he's been at WWE for a long time, and there's younger people that still deserve a shot. There's names that are coming off my head now. Rusev could have a shot. Yeah. There's so many names that could be ahead of John Cena, but just because he's been in the face for so long now, they're still putting him above everyone else. They were talking for a little bit, and then after this, we had Rusev Day chants again. So this happened on last week's show. Again, it just shows the promos on the main rosters are just too boring. On NXT, you never have this happen because the promos are like 1 to 2 minutes. The wrestlers just go up there and explain their point. All it is to it. And all they have to do is just lower it down, just get your point across and then end it, because the crowd get too
bored.
They get too bored and they're too long. And it's not good enough.
If it's not Rusev Day, it's CM Punk chance. If it's not CM Punk chance, it's someone throwing around a beach ball.
Yeah, exactly. But that happened on Raw, so. Yeah. But yeah, I think, didn't it also happen on SmackDown tonight?
I don't know.
I can't remember. But yeah, the fans just get too bored and they just want to see wrestling. They don't want to see, people talking. Yeah, exactly. I know it gets a story along, but come on, it's just not fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then that brings out Daniel Bryan, who comes down to the ring and says that him and Shane McMahon are actually on the same page for once. So they've been going back and forth recently because of this vendetta that Shane McMahon has against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And we can see the sides Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are on. Obviously, Daniel Bryan's the more heelish side, whereas Shane McMahon has gone for the more favourite side. So will they have a match at WrestleMania? That's a question we're all wondering. That's a question you guys can answer in the bottom if you would like to. Do you want to answer it quickly now? Do you think? I'd like to see it happen.
I think it's got to happen because they wouldn't be creating this tension between Shane and Daniel
for
nothing. So they must be setting it up. Surely, I wouldn't have thought they'd just sort of say no to it.
So yeah, very interesting. I completely agree with you. So moving on, we have Daniel Bryan now talking and saying that the other people already in the match that consist of Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they earn their opportunity to be in that match, and that's what Cena needs to do if he would like to create his path to WrestleMania, earn it. And obviously Cena's all about work, he's all about never giving up, so that's exactly what he does. So Bryan does give his opportunity to Cena in the main event of SmackDown. I've just put down here, veterans getting nod over upcoming talent. Is it wrong? In my opinion, yes, it is wrong. Like I said, you've got Rusev, you've got other talent, you've got Bobby Roode, you've got Randy Orton. Obviously, he's older, but at the moment he's not doing anything. Yeah. You have John Cena come back for one night after 6 months, and already he's in a main event. It just doesn't make any sense. It's wrong, and it just shouldn't be happening. They should just stop this. Obviously, Cena's been the face of WWE for a very, very long time, but to me, maybe it's just his time to sit back and just relax for a little bit.
I don't know why they couldn't have done sort of something with obviously Elias, because that was being teased, to obviously move Elias up a little bit and to also move to put John Cena in something where he can push Elias a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do they have to? The only thing I can think it's because they're still are not 100% sure on the Undertaker and John Cena. They don't want to put their names to anything just in case suddenly they go, oh well, that's not happening. So what can we do now?
Yeah, and then just before Cena, and then Cena goes, he basically confirms everything that Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan have said, and then yeah, he's like easy, and then John Cena asks who his opponent will be, and then Daniel Bryan tells him who it is. So it will be AJ Styles versus John Cena in the main event of SmackDown, and the crowd again went wild for this, just like they did on Raw when John Cena wanted to face Undertaker. They went wild. You know, the crowd screamed, even if it was a low popularity. Like, you know, if it was last week, you could still hear the screams. It went crazy. And no wonder why it went crazy, because the last match they had was fantastic. You know, it was supposed to be the match of the year. And again, this match didn't even disappoint as well. So yeah, big reaction from the crowd. They're still liking this John Cena AJ Styles thing. So yeah, it was good to see on that. So after obviously that promo happened, we moved on to Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin, and during this match it was just back and forth. Baron Corbin hitting a deep six, I think it's called, to Sami Zayn, which I really like that move.
I think it's
really
good, especially because of his height and everything.
Exactly.
He can easily like sort of
twist them, and definitely.
Good.
So yeah, after the back and forth stuff is kind of finished, and you know, Baron Corbin starts to take control. You have you cut back to the backstage where you have Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan watching on the TV, and there's more heat added to the fight, because they're still, even though we were saying earlier they're on the same page, they're still not. You know, they're still arguing, and you can see this is going to happen very, very soon. This rivalry is going to get even more heated, and it's just going to blow over, and I can't wait for it to blow over. So yes, and then after that, again, more back and forth stuff, and then Dolph Ziggler out of nowhere. It's not Randy Orton, it's not a Viper, it's Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, so he comes out of nowhere. I was not expecting this at all. No. He came out of nowhere and attacked Kevin Owens with a super kick to the face.
Yeah.
And then he just had to scrabble back wherever he came from, and then he's gone. So then at end of days, Corbin, he gets to the end of days to Sami Zayn, sorry, and that calls the match. Corbin picks up the win, but B-U-T, big but, Dolph Ziggler gets the last laugh.
Definitely.
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler comes back and actually eliminates Baron Corbin. He hits Baron Corbin with a zigzag, I think it is. Or it was a super kick. I think it was a super kick. Well, it was one of them anyway, one of his moves. But yeah, so again, Ziggler is standing tall. So you know, is this
he's doing well?
Yeah, is this an indication that, you know, maybe he's definitely in the running at AJ Styles' title at Fastlane? Who knows? But it will be interesting to see whether, you know, Dolph Ziggler will win that match. I really doubt it, because people still want Nakamura and AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
We just hope and pray it is, because I think that's going to be an outstanding match. It's going to be a 5-star match.
Yeah, definitely. So moving on, we had some of the ladies from SmackDown, and it was Ruby Riott versus Naomi. Very average match, nothing much. Surprising to see that Becky Lynch and Charlotte also came down as well.
Yeah, it was good to see them coming down together.
Yeah, there could be, you know, a WrestleMania, or maybe, you know, or there could be another 6-woman tag match somewhere down the line. You could have Charlotte, Naomi, Becky versus the Riott Squad.
Yeah, don't forget though, you still got the Money in the Briefcase winner still.
Yes,
Carmella. Sitting there with it.
Very true. So yeah, Ruby Riott picks up the win. So that's 2 down, 1 to go. So this has been highly anticipated by Ruby Riott. It's been very exaggerated. So does this mean Charlotte might lose the title on Ruby Riott's first go? Will it be good to see? I don't believe so. I don't think she should lose it on Ruby Riott's first chance. I know it would be good to see her have the title, but to me, the SmackDown Live, the women roster is just a bit dry.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a lot of competitors who are not performing anymore. You know, Tamina, you hardly see her. Obviously, Lana, Lana's Tamina's boss.
Oh yeah.
You know, you hardly see any of those.
She was pushed as being the next big thing.
Yeah, and, you know, she's you know, one of those managers. So yeah, there really needs to be some, you know, more competition in that SmackDown Live roster. So then we have a Fashion Files backstage segment, which had nothing to do with WWE pretty much at all. It was just promoting the new show on the USA Network, which SmackDown and Raw is on. Just literally promoting that. It was really
Unsolved, wasn't it? It was
yeah,
basically a show over in America. I've not seen any of it yet, talking about the death of Tupac and Big E.
Big E?
Big E. Notorious B.I.G.
But yeah, so this really confused me. It was good to see, because obviously the actor that turned up, well, is playing you know, a detective, and obviously the Fashion Files, their gimmick is that they are detectives, you know, they are the Fashion Files. So moving on, we had the New Day! Oh yeah! Come down and cut a promo about the Fastlane Tag Team Championship, the match between the Usos and the New Day. Of, you know, obviously they will be 5-time World Tag Team Champions if they win it. 5-time. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see.
If they do win it, do you reckon they'll use the 5-time off Booker T?
Maybe, who knows? But yeah. Then this brings out the Usos, and the Usos have something to say about this. And you know, it's getting a bit heated. You know, Big E was firing some shots. He really was.
Sort of, yeah, very.
It was confusing, because whether the Usos told Big E to, you know, go out ham, or that was just Big E, you know, just saying Big E stuff. That was like, wow, that was, you know, that was harsh. You know, he was talking about his dad. You know, the Usos, you know, saying that they're in WWE because of their daddy, and the New Day didn't do that. That was.
I'm sure he said because of your dads.
No, he said daddy.
Oh, did he? I thought he said dads. I was going to say it. Oh, I'm sure there's only one because they're twins.
Oh, maybe their dad is gay within them.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, after that, after it got heated, you had the Bludgeon Brothers come out with their
hammers in their hands.
Yeah, they came out. They walked to the ring, but suddenly stopped in their tracks, and then they retrieved and brought their hammers in the ring, which was interesting to see. I really wanted them to use it. I really wanted them to use it on them. Obviously,
I think it's going to happen sooner or later, right? It's somebody come in the ring and they just smack them with the hammers.
Yeah, unfortunately it didn't happen this time, but it will happen soon, I'm sure. But yeah, and then that obviously made the Usos and.
Do you reckon it's going to be a three-way?
No, I don't think. I really don't like the three-ways.
Do you reckon it will be New Day and the Usos, and then Bludgeon Brothers at WrestleMania, possibly?
Yeah, maybe whoever wins Fastlane, maybe. But you know, it all depends what they want to do. Obviously, we've talked about this so many times. Obviously, the scandal with the Usos and them being arrested for drink driving. So yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Maybe they might lose it at Fastlane. Who knows? But yeah, obviously the Bludgeon. I see the Bludgeon Brothers getting the titles quite soon. You know, they seem to be teasing this. Obviously, now they're having run-ins with possibly the best two tag teams on SmackDown. So yeah, let's move on. We then cut to a backstage promo with Bobby Roode. He was just pretty much talking. He actually got out his lines, which was quite good to see.
He didn't fluff them up.
Yeah, and then we had a segment with Randy Orton. Obviously, Randy Orton came in, and I was really disappointed at this point because nothing happened between them.
Yeah.
They just stood there, looked at each other, and then Randy Orton walked off. It really annoyed me because, you know, Randy Orton could have hit him, Bobby Roode could have hit Randy Orton to, you know, add more fire to it. Because this match is a Fastlane, and at the moment it's looking dry to me.
Yeah.
It just looks like a filler match, which you don't want because, you know, Bobby Roode done fantastic in NXT, and Randy Orton's been a legend for ages. So, yeah, it would be interesting to see maybe the fire might, you know, get heavier next week on SmackDown. And obviously, if Randy Orton wins the US belt, this will be the last belt he has to win.
That's it. Yeah.
And then we cut back to the ring where we had a match. We had Aiden English versus Nakamura. And Nakamura, again, just very average match. It was just a filler match to make Nakamura even stronger for his WrestleMania match against AJ Styles. It is AJ Styles. And then Nakamura picks up the win with the Kinshasa. So after that, we had John Cena's music hit, and we had a little bit of a face-to-face with Nakamura and Cena. You know, Cena looking at Nakamura, Nakamura looking back at Cena, and this is quite interesting. You know, will anything happen between them? You know, John Cena was talking about Nakamura in his promo earlier in the evening. So, you know, will anything happen? You know, obviously both points at the WrestleMania sign, which was a big thing to see, and maybe showing that it could be Cena and Nakamura. I wish it was a WrestleMania. Maybe there could be a Cena versus Nakamura at WrestleMania, possibly. You know, you can never rule it out. Comment below again what you guys think about that. So then we have Kevin Owens. Oh, sorry. No. My mistake. So we have the John Cena and AJ Styles. Am I boring you?
Sorry.
We have the AJ Styles and John Cena match. Start. And then, you know, again, throw back and forth. John Cena doing some very interesting moves, you know, different to his style, which is good to see. You know, he's still quite
versatile.
Yes,
you got it right.
Versatile in the ring, which, you know, like I said, is very good to see. And you know, back to back, and it looked like John Cena really battered AJ Styles. AJ Styles had a couple of good moments, and that was it. You know, he had the ankle lock on Cena, he had a couple of phenomenal forearms here and there, but John Cena took the lead in this match, definitely. So yeah, Cena picks up the win, so that means it's a fatal 6-way for the match. So that will include AJ Styles, the champion, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, John Cena, Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Now this is interesting because after the match we had Kevin Owens music hit, and from behind Baron Corbin attacks Cena. Now this was interesting because Baron Corbin attacks Cena, and you had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come down into the ring, and they join in on this battering of John Cena, and then Ziggler's music hits, and then he comes out, and all 6 men are battling in the ring together. So again, this was interesting. You know, you have another tease of what it's going to be like at the Fastlane pay-per-view, and then Ziggler, and then it all looks like it's going to settle down. You know, Baron Corbin, Baron Corbin. You had Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on the outside of the ring retrieving, but no, Ziggler wants to be the main attention, and he hits AJ Styles out of the ring, and then at the last minute he turns around and gets an AA from John Cena. And this was interesting because John Cena was the last man standing, so again this could be a point to, you know, whether that will be, you know, whether John Cena will be the last man standing at Fastlane, and whether he will be the WWE champion at the end of Fastlane.
What would you prefer it be, John Cena versus Nakamura, or AJ Styles versus Nakamura?
See, I think it would be a good match. I think it would be a good match, Cena and Nakamura, but I really want the AJ Styles and Nakamura. Everyone wants that, so hopefully it is that. But yeah, what would you prefer?
Same again. I'd like to see
Styles
that.
Nakamura. I think everyone would. So yes, that was the SmackDown review. Thank you all for listening in, and now we will
do the NXT with Dial after the break.
See you there.
See you then. Hi guys, welcome back. We have Dale on the line, who's going to talk through this week's NXT. So I'll hand it over to you, Dale.
What's up guys, how you doing?
How are you doing as well?
Yeah, not too bad mate. Trying to keep warm on this chilly week that we've had. It's freezing up.
Yeah. It's funny, I was going to say that a lot of people who like usually put up YouTube videos over this week haven't been able to put up YouTube videos because of obviously trying to get into their studios. So obviously we've got the heads up because we do it in the dining room. So we've got our studio in our house.
That's it, mate. Evolve or die, as I say. So
that's it.
Which is us.
Yep, that's it. So how's NXT this week?
Yeah, we had quite a good show this week. Slightly different to what we had last week. There seemed to be more action. We'll start off with the top of the show, where they showed basically a recap of what happened between Almas and Garner last week.
Yeah.
Won't delve too much into that because it was as you were. We're getting straight into the action as the show did itself, and we had, first of all, a good match featuring, I think Jack alluded to this last week, and I was saying I'd be surprised if they went to a full-on feud, but it was Tyler Bate, former UK champion, versus Velveteen Dream.
Yes, that was a good one, that was.
Yeah, how do you feel about this match being thrown in there straight away, Jack?
I think it was good because, you know, it's good for, especially from us, because, you know, we all come from England, so, you know, to see some England talent, you know, being brought up to NXT, obviously, most notably in Pete Dunne and also Tyler Bate, it's fantastic to see, and obviously the general manager of 205 Live, Drake Maverick, it's fantastic to see, and again, it just proves my point of, you know, really, Velveteen Dream could just work with anyone and can have a fantastic match. It's easy as that.
I mean, what we had in this case was a case of two guys who knew what they were doing now with the crowd. I mean, you have, like you said, you have Velveteen Dream 6'3" or 4", whatever it is. Tyler Bate about 5'8", and they put on such a good show. Considering they only had about 15 minutes, I thought they did really well, guys.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, sorry, could you carry on, Ty?
I said, yeah, that was really good. It was a good match. Like you say, it's good to see Tyler Bates not just feuding with a British guy, that it's actually like sort of bringing him more into the NXT family and not just an outsider looking in.
No, I agree. I mean, this match was great. You had a lot of reversals in it, which I noticed. There was probably about 30-second segment where Tyler Bates ran rings around Velveteen Dream. I mean, he didn't make Velveteen Dream a weak or anything, he just showcased how good Tyler Bates is as a wrestler. I don't know if you remember it, they've actually made a GIF of it as well on the internet, so if you go on to, say, Twitter and put Tyler Bates, you might be able to find it yourselves, but I thought it was just such a good sequence. That was good for them. Another quick stat on this guy is 44 years old, that's how the combined ages of Tyler Bates and Velveteen Dream, that's quite scary. I mean, that's must be the age of Triple H, isn't it? So,
yeah, they're still cracking on.
Yeah, I mean, if you consider that, look how well they've done in this match, considering they've probably got how many. I know Bates has been going on a bit longer than Velveteen Dream, but they've probably got about less than 10 years experience between them, haven't they? So,
yeah.
Fantastic. But yeah, good match. Well, technically really good. It was basically a headbutt spot in it as well, which I thought the referee sold really well. There was a top rope power from Velveteen Dream, and that basically caused a finish for the match. So yeah, all in all, I thought it was good. I mean, did it live up to your expectations, Jack?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was a fantastic match, and it really did. And you know, again, it's just Velveteen Dream. I keep going back to Velveteen Dream because I can't just elude away from him. I'm obsessed with Velveteen Dream. You know, if he went into the main roster now, I would want him to get a belt straight away. You know, he really needs to get. I want him to get that NXT belt very, very soon. He definitely deserves it. Obviously, you know, there's other people contending with him, like Adam Cole, Aleister Black, people that, you know, are doing as good as Velveteen Dream. And you know, every match he produces, you're just going to get even better. And you know, he's bringing, you know, he's a whole different style of wrestler compared to other wrestlers nowadays, and it's just fantastic to see.
Yeah, he's got that uniqueness about him. I was thinking about this the other day when I was watching the show. I thought, obviously they're moving towards Aleister Black going to the NXT Championship. I thought it'd be a good view to revisit maybe Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream, possibly towards the NXT takeover in SummerSlam. I mean, do you think it's going to go that way?
Yeah, like you say, it's good with Velveteen Dream because, as well, he is a type of homegrown talent. you know, he started off. He's not been one of these indie darlings. He started off with like developmental and worked through there, like sort of developmental with the WWE. So, you know, it's good to see somebody who's not cut his teeth in the independent scene.
Definitely, but yeah, bright future for both these guys. So, all in all, great start to NXT this week. We then moved on to our second match, so they're coming quick, fast. We had Adam Cole with a whole of Undisputed Era coming down to the ring, facing a guy, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him, Bernani Cesar, his name is?
I've not seen him before.
Yeah, they're kind of push him as this like South American, he's like a Randy Orton type South American wrestler. Probably not got the charisma coming through yet as maybe some of the other wrestlers, but I suppose that's why he's in NXT to develop that side of it. But you've not seen him before, Ty. You said, what were your first impressions?
Yeah, he looks good. He's you know, he's sort of stature of Randy Orton, and you know, he certainly looked that he could hold himself out there. So yeah, promising.
Yeah, I think he has. He's been on NXT for a good few months, but he's had one or two kind of surprise victories over certain wrestlers. This one was more of a quick match. Main thing I thought about this as well is Cole cuts a promo at the start of the match, which I thought was really good because I've never really seen him cut a promo like this in the ring before, but he came across really well. I thought he put his point across. He was timing it really well with what he was saying with the crowd, and I thought he just done a great job in putting over how much of a kind of charismatic character he is for NXT. So, I mean, did anyone got any comments on how Cole came over in that promo?
His promo skills are really good. Well, I think he's took a lot from Shawn Michaels because he looks up to Shawn Michaels.
And he also looks like Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and he also looks like Shawn Michaels. But yeah, his promo skills are really good. I think you know, a couple more years and he'll be like sort of to a T with that. You know, within like sort of NXT, and when he cuts his teeth in either Raw or SmackDown, he will be really good on the promos.
Yeah, I think so too. He's probably one of those that when he eventually does get promoted to, well, I say promoted, moved up to the main roster, I think he's one of them where they should just give him free rein and let him go with it, rather than giving him like the four-sided A4 script of what to say.
Yeah, I think they should just give him like sort of bullet points and say, you know, go through your bullet points with everybody and see how that goes.
Definitely. But the match in itself, you had the Undisputed Era helping out Adam Cole. You had various parts of it where Fish and O'Reilly were probably interrupting Cesar himself, not letting him get the flow of the match. He finished when Fish and O'Reilly distracted Cesar, and Cole hits him with a knee at the back of the head, which I've not seen before. And then that basically got him the 1-2-3 victory. So it was quite a quick match, but they still had Cesar look kind of strong because it took 3 of them to basically add smart and beat him.
Yeah.
In terms of Undisputed Era, I mean, if I could just go back to that promo that Adam Cole was cutting before the match itself, he actually asked Cesar to join him as part of their team. I mean, do you foresee anyone joining Undisputed Era?
I don't think so, because they always prefer to go with the 3-man teams, don't they? They don't really have like if you think of in WCW, you had like sort of half the roster was on NWO Black and White, and then half the other one was on like sort of NWO Wolfpack. And you had like sort of, you know, split down the middle. So it seems that WWE don't really have these massive factions anymore. It just usually stays at 3. So I can't see there being an extra person. I think they might just tease it every so often, but I don't think it's going to be such a, you know, they won't have another person come along, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that. And you talk about WCW, and if you think about it, the only main tag teams they have, well, not tag teams, but the groups they have that have 3 people in are obviously the New Day from SmackDown. You have Sanity as well from NXT, and obviously the Undisputed Era. But it looks like they're still trying to branch off from this, because I reckon Killian Dane from Sanity is going to split off very, very soon from Sanity, and he's just going to leave leave Eric Rowan and
Eric Rowan.
sorry,
Alexander Wolf.
yes,
Yeah,
and the other one,
Your names.
Wolf and
Killian Dane and
Killian Dane, Wolf, and the other one.
You think you've made me forget his name?
I
Oh,
forgot his
God.
name as well.
But yes,
Eric Young, that's it.
Eric Young.
Eric Young, yes. So Eric Young, you've got Wolf, and you've got Killian Dane, and soon enough, Killian Dane is going to split off and go his own path because he can do that. And it's the same with Undisputed Era. As much as I don't want it to happen, I can see it happening because WWE, as much as the fans like these big groups, WWE don't seem to like it. So I can also see Adam Cole in the next couple of months when he gets, you know, a push for the NXT title, he's going to split off very soon. And you can already see, you know, the Undisputed Era of Fish and O'Reilly have the tag team belt.
Yeah.
So you already see there's a big difference in between Adam Cole and, you know, the second half of Undisputed Era. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen between the Undisputed Era. I think adding in another guy will just, it will make it dry and it just won't work. You just got to keep it how it is.
They've tried this before with Roderick Strong as well. I believe it was a few months back. Obviously, he rejected the Undisputed Era, even though at one point he said he kind of joined him. I don't know. I mean, in a way, I'd say because it's something different, I'd love to see a four-man kind of tag team rather than two or three. But yeah, we'll see what happens, I suppose. It might be an interesting development, or like you guys were saying, if Adam Cole does leave, maybe it'll pave the way for someone else to take his place. Yeah,
Quite possible.
I guess, guys.
Yeah, quite possible.
Yeah, then we move on to our third matchup tonight, which was Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. So after what we had the other week when Kairi Sane helped Tampa Moon jumped into a match at the end, we had this dude being paid off straight away like we did with the first match. So yeah, what do you think of this one, guys?
It was really good. Like I say, I think Shayna Baszler, I love the like sort of everything she's bringing to NXT. Her three names, you'll either tap, what is it? You'll either tap, is it tap, sleep or
sleep?
That's it, tap, snap or sleep, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I love that. I love that she's come with that. It's good. It's something else to her. You know, she's working. You can see her in ring is good, and the promos are good. So can't wait to see her like sort of get on a better platform.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they tried to build up Kairi Sane for this one by showing a video package for a match, spread out the history, and then obviously the feud with Shayna Baszler herself.
Yeah.
I was quite intrigued that they still had that pirate entrance. I thought it might calm down a little bit on that, but she still had is the pirate's wheel they call it. She was walking down to the ring without spun it.
Yeah.
I thought that was still a bit gimmicky. I can't see that working on the main roster. I mean, what do you guys think of that? I personally can't see it working.
I think they'll try to push it on the main roster because it's something unique, but yeah, I think it will be the same thing. I think in the end they'll be like sort of ragging on it. And
can I just say my point of view on this? There's a difference, obviously, between NXT and the main roster in terms of the gimmicks that the superstars come up with, most notably Nakamura. Like Dale mentioned a couple of episodes ago, that the way Nakamura came out on NXT and takeovers, he had that instrumental man playing behind him, playing the violin, and you never see that. You know, I think only once it was played for Nakamura. I can't remember what pay-per-view or whether it was just him coming out, but one of the times Nakamura, that guy was there playing for Nakamura, and it brings that different style to it.
Yeah.
And you know, you see it happening on NXT, obviously with Kairi Sane. Yes, the gimmick's a little bit, you know, it doesn't really make sense. She's a pirate princess. It's, you know, it's more for the younger type of children, but then again, you don't really see them watching NXT. So yeah, it doesn't really work, but it's not the fact that it doesn't work, it's the fact that soon enough this will, you know, she will lose this wheel, you know, this pirate ship kind of gimmick, and she will just be, you know, the pirate princess. And you know, it's a shame to see, most notably Nakamura, because you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a violinist coming and playing for Nakamura, and it brings a different style to it, and that shows the difference between what Triple H sees and what you know, the heads of Raw and SmackDown see in the gimmicks.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, with Nakamura, they probably gone the opposite way by introducing silly things like calling the artist. I mean, what the hell's the artist who's a wrestler, not an artist? And then making him cut promos when he can't speak English properly, things like that. Whereas NXT used to play upon his strengths. Like you were saying, Jack, Vince doesn't get it, and he just like wants him to do generically what everyone else does, and it's kind of not working. I mean, hopefully he'll do alright. He'll have a good build up to WrestleMania. But it would be a lot better if it was the NXT way, I'd say.
Definitely.
Yeah, so this match between Kairi Sane and Baszler turned out okay. I mean, Baszler turns an air suplex into a submission, which I thought was really good. Basically, she went up to lift Kairi Sane like she was going to suplex her. Instead of that, came out, I think it was like a kind of headlock submission that she put her in. I thought that was really neat. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, but I thought it was a really good spot she did there. The finish wise, Kairi Sane went for an elbow, missed. Baszler tied her up, and then eventually Kairi Sane got her back down. Goes for another elbow, lands that, and then Baszler wins. Well, Baszler got tapped out somehow and beats her by submission, which I thought was pretty awesome. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I thought maybe they put the face over on this occasion.
Yeah.
But she put her up by submission, and then Baszler goes to an announce table and challenges Mohammad again. So we're going to have a rematch from what we had previous takeover. We're going to have another Mohammad versus Baszler match.
I would like it for it to be a three-way as well, to like sort of make it a bit more interesting, to have like, you know, because a three-way always like sort of makes it, doesn't make it that if the person loses, it doesn't make it look weak. So if you put it in a three-way with Kairi Sane, Amber Moon and Shayna Baszler, then at least then it's something different. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea, to be fair, because what we've had now is probably about 4 or 5 weeks on the build-up between Amber Moon and Baszler. So, I mean, which has been going pretty good. I thought maybe the NXT takeover match they had was a bit of an anticlimax. I mean, I think we all agree the best part was when we got into the submission at the end.
Yeah.
And then Amber Moon rolled her up. But I thought that match was a bit of a letdown. They might give him another chance and go with the single one-on-one again. But I think what you said there, Tommy, that's probably spot on. I mean, if I was booking it, I might be tempted to go for that three-way as well.
Yeah.
But no, that's a great idea. I mean, I'll add another element, and I suppose Kairi Sane earns it because she's quite a good fight in the last 2 weeks against Baszler. So I'm like, yeah, I'd go for that. I think that's good. To be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we move on to our final segment then, which is Zelina and Almas who come out the ring and cut a promo. So, like they've been doing the last few weeks, Zelina's been epic on the mic, really comfortable, putting over Almas' achievements. Gargano's choice of match again, they just alluded to the fact that he's lost, I think it was 3-0 or 4-0. She called him the 4-0 man.
Yeah, 4-0 man, yeah.
Which is kind of funny. I thought for a second, what's she on about? But it's actually Almas has beaten Gargano 4-0, which is kind of unbelievable, to be fair. They're cutting a promo, making him seem more epic, and then Almas, basically holding up the belt, saying how great he is, best NXT champion ever, which is probably not, but he's getting there. And then his best friend comes out, Aleister Black, to face him. Aleister interrupts his talk about to cut a promo himself, and then what you know, Killian Dane interrupts Aleister Black, so we've got a three-way kind of face-off coming out at this point. Obviously Dane's going to be fighting Black at next, I believe it's NXT takeover, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to go on, and the winner of that goes on to face Almas. I mean, who would you go with? I mean, it could be any of them, so what were you thinking there, guys?
I would like to see Aleister Black because I think he's been brilliant in all of his matches he's been on in the NXT takeovers and the house shows as well. He's been like a tremendous Aleister Black, so I would like to see him go for it. But Killian Dane, he's just started to branch off, as you were saying, from Sanity. So, you know, I think a little bit more to like, you know, a little
Beef
bit
him
more,
up.
yeah, a bit more promos, a bit more like matches under his belt as a singles competitor. Then yeah, put him for the light belt. Maybe whoever wins after next takeover. Obviously, then you could put Killian Dane versus either Aleister Black or Andrade's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go there?
No, I was just going to say, I pretty much agree with what you said there, Ty. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you as well. You know, Killian Dane does need that extra, that's extra couple of matches, extra couple of promos, because he's been very stuck to Sanity, because, you know, that's where he came from. You know, he is part of Sanity still. So, you know, the crowd need to understand him more and understand what he's about. So, you know, giving him more promos and giving him more matches will be good. I can see probably Killian Dane versus Velveteen Dream come up very soon. Maybe a rivalry between those two will be very good. They're quite similar in terms of, you know, both tall, very strong. And then you could still have Aleister Black looking strong, challenging Andrade Cien. But, you know, or you could have Killian Dane versus Aleister Black, and then Aleister Black's streak could be over, and Killian Dane could break that. But I also think that obviously Aleister Black still hasn't lost a match, and this is quite similar to how Asuka still hasn't lost a match. Obviously, she went through all of her NXT career without losing any matches, and still hasn't lost a match to this day. So, are they trying to do the same thing with Aleister Black? Are they having the men's side of that? I possibly think so with Aleister Black, his type of character to do that. He's been built very strong to do that. But you know, it's dependent on where they want Aleister Black to go. Do they want him to go straight for the title? Do they want him to, you know, maybe lose a surprise match against Killian Dane and then try and pick himself up and go for that title? Who knows? But either way, it's going to be fantastic to see.
Yeah, I think with Aleister Black, he'll probably go and defeat him up until the point he wins the title. So I can't really see him losing to Killian Dane, because Killian Dane, I don't think he's in that position to take that winning streak off Aleister Black at the moment. From what I see, he'll probably win the title. Black will feud for a few times, and I think the ideal thing to do is maybe have him lose and then move up to the main roster. Possibly losing to someone like Velveteen Dream or Killian Dane, but I don't think a Western loss. I'm just not a nothing match, but not something that's non-title match. I don't think he'll lose in that context.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've got good food going on. I mean, the great thing about this is you've got women's match, which has possibly got 3 players in it. You've got a men's title match, which has got 3 players in it too. So it's not going to be a standard kind of, I can predict this. I mean, we're doing this review right now. We ourselves probably don't know what's going to happen, but I think that's a great thing.
That's what I mean. You know, you'd always know when your product is good when you can turn around and you say, I have no idea who's going to win this, or is going to be in a feud with these people. So, you know, it's credit to the NXT writing and the NXT backroom, be Jeremy Borash, who's you know, going to be doing most of it now. It is brilliant. You know, you've got some brilliant faces in there, you've got some brilliant heels in there. So at the moment, you've got such a huge, massive push for the brand. It's brilliant. It's unfaultable at the moment. You know, they've done nothing wrong so far.
And it's brilliant. I mean, that's what we love NXT, and that's why I suppose people like Vince need to keep away from it. So
yes, very true.
Continue getting that product that we all love and like, and that 1 hour kind of show we say every week, but 1 hour is really easy to digest. It's perfect. So you don't even see every wrestler every week, and I think that's a good thing, because then it doesn't become like the bar. You get sick of seeing them week in, week out. Up until a point, you don't even care about matches. So yeah, all in all, good show, I'd say, this week.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay then, so we will return after the break with the Elimination Chamber review. Dale's still going to stay on the line with us and go through our predictions as well. So we'll see you after the break. Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to do the review of the Elimination Chamber. And obviously the belt goes back to Jack, as you said at the beginning of the show anyway. So we've still got Dial on the line, so we're going to go through the chamber match and the kick-off show. So kick-off show, we had, unfortunately we got it a little bit wrong, because we thought it was Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson versus the Revival, but it was, in the end, it was Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. So the Revival must have got chopped out by them two. It's a shame because, like you say, the Revival I like, and if they can't even get onto the Elimination Chamber kickoff show, it shows that like they're going to start slipping down more and more.
Time before you go on, did they explain why they changed it last minute?
No, it was just, like I say, I usually check on Thursday, Friday, to see what the full card is going to be. And one site said it was a Revival, and another site had put up that it was Bo Dallas versus Curtis Axel. So I was quite surprised.
It's weird though, because I can't remember, but during the actual pay-per-view, they cut back to a promo of the Revival standing there, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
It was, and I was like, wait, they're in the building, but then you have Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas versus, but what's going on? Because they were supposed to build up this feud between Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and the Revival, but it just seemed to have died down, really.
Yeah, like you say, it was one that was set up, and but I don't know if they went with it because they could have Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas, The Miz, and Curtis Axel at the next pay-per-view. But we'll have to see what that happens. But the winners was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. But even if we had said Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, I think we still would have went for the same as Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Yeah, we still would have went with them. So all three of us picked Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and then we all got 1 point each.
So then we had the
women's.
Well, I was going to go with, we can go with the women's title match. Then it was the women's elimination chamber match. It was Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, Charlotte. Sasha Banks, and obviously the champion Alexa Bliss. And obviously Alexa Bliss retained. Do you think that was the right decision to keep her with the belt?
I personally would say yes, because I'm pretty sure we all agreed on this, that it's probably the right thing to do, because you need that heel in that position. You want both the Roses to go after someone.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the right choice. Or even with the winner herself of the Royal Rumble, if you want Asuka or one Rose to go after someone, it'd have to be a heel. So yeah, I'd say it was the right choice, because it plays up to a kind of Alexa dodging the title matches.
Yeah. Like I say, the only other two that was in there that could even come close to it was Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Yeah.
Mickie James, I think she'll win it one more time, and that will be it for her. Then she'll obviously move into the Hall of Fame. But and obviously with Bayley and Sasha Banks, you want that feud to start boiling up, and as we saw on Raw, it looks like it could be Bayley who's becoming the heel, but we'll have to see if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, so all of us there went with Alexa Bliss. So again, that's another 2 points. So the marriage 2 to 2 to 2. A lot of twos then.
And the next one. Before you go on, don't you think that you mentioned Mickie James? I mean, I thought she looked a lot better with her new outfit that she had on, which was kind of Wonder Woman-esque. And rather than wearing them blue spell bottoms, I thought it was much better look, because it made it look more competitive rather than someone who was a bit older, like wrestling with the younger girls. I thought it just made it fit in, basically.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've she does look good, no doubt about it. Mickie James,
good for her age.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was just them bell bottoms that she wears with the massive flares, which is quite putting me off. But I think there's a lot better look. She looks more like a wrestler now rather than like
a diva.
Just coming down. fair. Basically, yeah, that's it, exactly.
Because they gave her those like flared trousers because she's supposed to be Native Indian.
Native Indian.
Yeah, you know, the Native American. Native American, that's it. She's supposed to be Native American history behind her, so they thought to themselves, I know, she's got a little bit of you know, Native American in her, so we'll put these flared, what's it, she come down looking like Tatanka.
I was going to say, what Vince's going to do next, give her a bow and arrow?
Yeah. So next one we had was the tag team match with Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar, versus Titus and Apollo. So obviously we knew that like the belt was going to stay with the Bar because, you know, no disrespect to Titus and Apollo, but it wasn't going to happen on that day. But they did have another chance, didn't they? On Raw as well, they gave him another chance. So they must be thinking to. I don't know if it's. I don't know if Raw is thinking to themselves, well, it's National Black Week, well, Black Month in America. So let's give Titus O'Neil and Apollo some tag team matches.
So WWE don't look racist.
Yes, and then like sort of that will be after that. They'll probably like, you know, bring somebody else into it, but who are they going to bring in?
No, it's not right. That's not right. They ain't doing that because of National Black Week. It is because the Raw tag team roster is so dry. It's like, you know, when you go out into the winter and you just stand and you lick your lips and then the wind just dries it and it's so crusty. Your lips are the crustiest things. That's what the Raw tag team division is at the moment. It's so dead. They really need to bring up some like new. They really need to bring up some new competitors to challenge the Bar because you know, no offense, because we all know Apollo and Titus O'Neil aren't going to win the titles.
No.
So just bring someone new up.
They've got to bring somebody into the title because at the moment it's just rubbish.
Yeah.
I think the ones that are primed to be brought up are probably Authors of Pain, but I can't really see that happening until WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, but then again, they'll either have to make the Bar lose it for the Authors of Pain to go, because I think the Authors of Pain are better off as a heel than face tag team. What do you think?
I'd say they are, but we're getting to the point that anyone can go into the Bar and the Bar is just literally going to be booed. I mean, for me anyway, I was watching this match, had zero interest in it whatsoever. I just feel like I've seen them like literally every day for the whole of my life. It's just like so boring.
Yeah,
Why don't you guys agree? It's to the point where I'm just thinking, can you please just disappear for like 6 months? I'm your holiday, go to like Iceland and just stay there for like 10 months and just go out and movies.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've lost their you know, when they first started off, they had something. There was like, you know, new. There was these two units together. Now they've been on the brand so much now, they've lost their way, I think.
Yeah, and I think I'm not blaming Dean Ambrose, but I think this is all down to Dean Ambrose's injury, because I think that, you know, they weren't planning for this, and if Dean Ambrose didn't get injured, then, you know, possibly we would have still had Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, you know, have the titles, and it's a shame because, you know, everyone loves Dean Ambrose. But, you know, hopefully he's back as soon as possible.
Yeah. But I thought go on, sorry.
They've put themselves in this situation, guys. I mean, like, if you were talking about Gallows and Anderson before, they booked them like huge jobbers when they first came in. That's WWE's fault, probably Vince. I mean, they've taken away Slater and Rhino, SmackDown. You were over at a time, don't forget.
Yeah.
And they've not even used them. I mean, what have they done with them? Nothing at all. So they've kind of created their own catastrophe here, and I've really got no sympathy for them whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just WWE's ways. Well, it's not WWE, it's Vince's. It's just Vince's mentality and Vince's thinking.
Let's just hope Triple H gets more control over it, and then we can hopefully have better bookings. The next one we had was Asuka versus Nia Jax, and obviously if Nia Jax got the pin, she would be injected into the women's title match at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, that never happened because the streak is still alive. Asuka is still undefeated in NXT and WWE. So, what did you think of this one?
I thought it was personally, I predicted this, so I thought it would happen.
Yeah.
The match itself I thought was better because Nia Jax got a lot of offense in it. Including that, was it the barrier spot she put through the barrier, didn't she?
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite awesome, but I expected Asuka to win that. I thought she won it in the right manner and still made Nia Jax didn't really lose too much in this because she still put up a good fight, so I thought it was a good kind of outcome.
Yeah. Because me and Jack both said that it was going to be somehow a draw, so she'd be interjected into the match still. So we'll have to see what happens. Because it would be nice to see Nia Jax with a title match at WrestleMania. So we'll have to see how it pans out for it.
Yeah, and obviously Dale, you said Asuka would win that match. You still believe this streak is going to stay strong, and I made a bad decision. I don't know why I didn't go with Asuka, but I think either way they're going to try and find a way. If it's going to mess up the whole brand, they're going to find a way to put Nia Jax in this WrestleMania match, or she will go off on a hissy fit and she will probably not be too happy with WWE. But just before we move on to the next match, the Bar, me and you predicted the Bar would win, and Dale, you predicted Titus O'Neil and Apollo would win. So I think you did actually say that was quite controversial. But you basically said it because you just don't like the Bar.
Yeah, I basically fancied the change and I went with Titus. Who's the same person? Apollo and Titus. I went for them. I just fancied the change of title, and I think it should have happened. Didn't happen, but that's WWE's loss, I guess.
Yeah. So the next one we had was Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt, the feud that everybody's been looking forward to. Well, it was the first chance they had to actually do a proper full actual match, because so far they've had a lot of sort of stupid gimmicks like the laughing one and all the other bits and pieces they were doing. Then they had that short little match on Raw's 25th anniversary, and this was the first time they could actually do a bit of a longer match. Unfortunately, it didn't do any good. They still looked silly out there, What do you think? I think they either need to do something big to create an interest in this feud, or just call it quits now.
I agree. I mean, I'm thinking back kind of laughing at it, but it wasn't even it was so bad. It was good. It was just that I thought. Matt Hardy looked like he was probably handicapped in terms of he didn't have a storyline behind him. Even in the ring, I mean. I'm sure me and you chatted about this as well, Tyler. He looked like he wasn't running around properly. Yeah, possibly like a bad hip or bad knee. You were saying, was it?
Yeah, look when he runs, he just seems to doesn't be out. He can't bend his knee. He seems to run straight legged. I'm gonna have to look at some of the original Hardy Boys and see if that's the way he ran before, because it just looked a bit weird that he just couldn't get around the ring much. So
yeah, but
it's definitely not the way he used to run. He used to run a lot smoother than that. I think since TNA days, he's deteriorated quite a bit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Just before we move on, I want to actually say something about this match. Not that I didn't like the match. It was just it was very average. And again, like you said, they should just call it quits. But WWE, before this match, I reckon, told Bray Wyatt to go out there and just to act different to the way he's been acting. He didn't seem like he was this Bray Wyatt. He seemed like he was a different Bray Wyatt. He seemed he was more demonic, more evil. He wanted to hurt Matt Hardy, and that's what I want Bray Wyatt to be. He was supposed to be the person that was going to overtake Undertaker. He's supposed to be Undertaker's baby with Kane or something like that, and it just hasn't worked, unfortunately. But the way he acted,
love child.
yeah, the way he acted was very different to the past way he's been acting. And obviously, it was shown on Raw this week as well, and it fits his character so much better because he is supposed to be this demonic person, and he looked great out there. Although the match didn't show it, he did perform the character side of things, the storyline side of things, very, very well. So, you know, will Bray Wyatt be getting a little bit of a push? Will he be getting a bit, you know, better storylines, more character, maybe? But who knows? We'll have to see what happens there, won't we?
Yeah, and we both. I said Matt Hardy, you said Bray Wyatt, and
I think
Dale said it was going to be a draw. So obviously, I got that point.
Did you? Did you, Dale?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said it was going to be a draw. I thought they might already go for the fourth match, whatever it is, at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which probably might still happen, and I think if it had any sense, they'll go for the compound match. But
Yeah, I was going to say it's gonna have to be something. You know, it's gonna have to be something that starts this feud, because at the moment it just feels like it's been sitting there waiting to start.
Well. I've read somewhere online that this rivalry is going to end, and hopefully, if Jeff Hardy's back in time for WrestleMania, it's going to be Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy for the titles, for the tag team titles at WrestleMania, and it's been rumoured, and the fans will go crazy. I'd love that because, you know, like I said before, and like Dale said before, the bar are boring. So it'd be great. It'll be good to see, and hopefully Jeff Hardy is back for WrestleMania, because then you can have both Broken Jeff and Broken Matt. That'd be great to see.
Well, Brother Nero is Brother Nero and Broken Matt. So yeah, it would be good to see them back as a proper tag team, definitely.
Jack, what you said is perfect, because it kind of falls in line with what we were saying about Authors of Pain. If you want them to be like Monster Heels, you better to go against them like a popular Hardy team. So
yeah,
exactly, yeah. And then we had Ronda Rousey's contract signing. We all said that, like, you know, there was going to have to be something that made it interesting, and of course it was. Yeah, put the cat among the pigeons. Started the obviously it's going to be the Stephanie Triple H versus Ronda and question mark at the moment. We thought it could be after Raw, it could be Kurt Angle, especially the way he came out and admitted that Stephanie was saying things like she's a has-been, and Triple H was saying it's about time. We've got 3 years in the making, and we've got the BH under contract. So it's good as well that they spoke to her and said, like, you know, you're not going to get no privileges, you understand that, that's what you've said, you're going to have to work your way up. So it's good that they brought that into the fray as well, so it's not like she's going to be able to jump into a title match straight away.
It's good because it's going to build up her character as well, because obviously people that don't watch UFC, they won't have a clue who Ronda Rousey is. Yes, she's famous, but she's famous from the UFC. So if you don't watch, or you've never heard of UFC, they're going to be like, "Who the bloody hell is this?" So they do need to build up her character, and they can't just chuck her in straight with someone big like Sasha Banks, like Bailey. They need to give her jobbers. Unfortunately, they didn't do that with Asuka, and now Asuka's. Yeah. She was in a predicament. Now it looks like she's being gifted out of that by obviously winning the Royal Rumble. So they need to be careful with how they approach this Ronda Rousey thing, and, you know, week by week we'll see her getting stronger, and week by week the fans will get, you know, the fans will like her even more.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think?
I thought it was smart by WWE. I mean, it made Ronda Rousey look like one of the team rather than a Brock Lesnar kind of player who would literally just come in whenever they want, just do it for the money. The fact that she's not taking any of his perks, or so-called perks, or putting it out that way, I think it humanises her, makes her more relatable to the crowd, which is a good thing, because I think that's what, so overall, what will get her over. It basically avoids that Batista effect of when you come in, you demand it like a title shot, which they've done right with Batista, but I think they've burnt that now. They're going a different route with Rousey. I think it's quite still work, because from what I hear, she's really well liked backstage, and obviously with all her skills in judo and other mixed martial arts, I think she'll be really good at it.
Yeah, definitely. I know that a lot of people were saying that as soon as she started her promo, she struggled a little bit. But I think more than anything, I think that was emotion, because the woman's not been in an actual live event situation. That was her first time being like sort of in the ring with like sort of the crowd, and they were all like sort of chanting, you know, her name and everything. And I think emotion just got her.
Yeah.
But as soon as the promo started, and you know, she got the smack across the face, and Kurt Angle was going, "What's going on?" She went straight from being scared, emotion, everything, into Ronda Rousey the wrestler, and it shows that she can do that, and she's going to be. I think she's going to be really good. She's going to be one of the women's wrestlers for the future.
Yeah, and it shows the person she's looked up to for so many years. Obviously, Roddy Piper. I thought I was going to mess that up then, but yeah, obviously she's looked up to him for so many years now, and she was also talking about that, and that got her very emotional as well. And you know, it's fantastic to see that, like Dale said, you know, she hasn't came for the money. She's came because she has a love for WWE. She came because she has an interest for WWE, and it's fantastic to see that, you know, WWE are branching into different things. You know, they're bringing in UFC stars because, you know, obviously UFC stars can't always compete in UFC. Obviously, Brock Lesnar, you know, he can't always compete in UFC, so he comes back to WWE, and yeah, it's just fantastic to see. She's going to be a great character on WWE. I can already see it.
Yeah, cool.
But then again, also about the promo thing, you know, she's never really had experience of cutting a live promo. That was probably her first live promo in front of a crowd, and you know, obviously you're gonna have those emotions cutting your first promo. You know, look at Alexa Bliss; she was cutting a promo earlier in the show. The first match, she broke down in tears.
Yeah.
But obviously then, you know, she switched into that Alexa Bliss character as well. So, you know, it does happen. It does happen.
I mean, the kind of problems she had, or perceived problems, had nothing to do with how she can talk or what she's got to say. It's literally, there's minor issues like holding the mic, trying to say distance with your mouth so you can hear you speak. There's timing issues. But from what I hear, the next night in Raw she did a lot better. So, like you guys were alluding to and what I was saying too, she's a fast learner, she'll pick it up, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. And then we had the men's elimination chamber with The Miz being first entrance. And then we had John Cena, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and then Elias being the last entrance into the chamber. It was the usual chamber. We knew someone was going to end up going through the plexiglass because, like, you got Braun Strowman. You know, he's like the Big Show. He's stepping into the Big Show's boots, because we spoke about the rumour that Big Show's now going to be hanging up his wrestling boots. So I think they're picking Braun Strowman to be the new big person, the big sweaty man that Vince likes to see. So obviously we thought that, you know, what did we?
You went for
I Seth Rollins because I thought it could be Seth Rollins, and you two obviously went full Roman. Being
as much as I didn't want to, but you know, I had to. First, what did?
Regrettably, we said Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I did not like it at all. But Dale, what did you think of the match as a whole? Do you think it was? Do you think it was, you know, number one contender worthy, or do you think it was just dry?
I thought the first half was a bit dry. He only picked up when, I'd say possibly when Braun Strowman came in and started wrecking places.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing we love. I thought Elias was really good. His night probably ended a bit prematurely for me, so he's so entertaining. I thought he done really well. And then towards the end, obviously, when we were left with Roman Reigns with a few other wrestlers towards the end, I thought that's kind of when I was losing interest. I was still watching it, but I kind of knew where this road was leading to, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think we all know. Just before, Dale, can I ask you another question? The way they structured the match, in the way that they let the competitors actually come out of the pods one by one, do you think it was the right way, or do you think, I don't know, Braun Strowman could have been earlier? You know, Seth Rollins could have been later. Roman Reigns could have been earlier.
I think Braun Strowman was perfect because you needed all the competitors in there for him to eliminate, because you need to eliminate 5 people out of the 7, so obviously you can't eliminate himself for the winner, but he eliminated literally everyone apart from the winner.
That was it, yeah. Braun Strowman was good with he like knocked out every single person.
That's it. I mean, if you put Braun Strowman in first, he'll have to start picking up people one at a time, which means that you're left with more or less 2 people max in the chamber at once. So I thought it was the right way to go with him. In terms of everyone else, maybe it's really difficult to judge because you want to make Strowman look so good and no one else was getting pinned. So maybe if you brought him in a place before, it would have been better, got speeded up the match a little bit. Or we're in a situation where everyone kind of combined in the ring before Strowman then, so you can throw everyone there.
Yeah, very true, very true. But you know, even though Roman Reigns is like, oh my god, it's Roman Reigns again. At least, hopefully, he's going to take the belt off Brock Lesnar, because even if he is planning to stay with the company and all this talk, as we put on our Facebook page,
which you can check in the
description below. We did say that obviously that picture that you put up of Braun Strowman with Dana White.
Braun Strowman. Brock Lesnar with Dana White.
That's a new story that's going around.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I don't want it to happen, but yeah, Dana White.
You're breaking some news on the air, no?
So obviously we had, like, as I said, like it was Brock Lesnar,
hey, and
Dana White that was chatting, and then obviously on Raw there was supposed to be that face off between them two, and it suddenly just went. You know, there was rumours saying that they wanted that he'd used all his dates up and he weren't going to turn up. Then they were saying that it was a work, that he's still got dates. Who knows what will happen?
It's weird as well, because Paul Heyman actually made an appearance on the Elimination Chamber kickoff show. He was there at the start, and I was like, why is he doing this? I think it's because we all know Roman Reigns is going to take the title from Brock Lesnar. We know Brock Lesnar is going to drop it. Does that mean Heyman's going to go as well? Or does that mean Heyman's going to, you know, take the rounds of Roman Reigns? Maybe someone else, you know, someone young, Elias. He could work well with Elias. He could work well with Finn Balor.
I would love him to work with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's a good one. That would be a good one. But it's like, the thing is, he's actually he's Brock Lesnar's proper manager. It's not more of just a storyline. He does a lot of his managing with his career as well. So he is actually part of his entourage. What you see of him on stage isn't just him acting. It is like sort of him trying to get the best deal for him. So
fair enough.
Yeah, so that was the Elimination Chamber card. Personally, I think struggling to get three stars. I'd go 2.5.
Yeah, I'd go 3. Again, it's just a pay-per-view that is just whooshed by. There's nothing great, and NXT are still, you know, whopping the ratings on their pay-per-views. Dale, what's your view?
Out of 5, I'd say 2, and most of that is probably for the women's match, maybe Strowman's performance.
Yeah.
So 2 out of 5.
I noticed as well. Did you notice that they've put crash mats around the outside of the ring as well?
Yes.
And I noticed that it was in the women's one, but and the men's one as well. So because I thought if they take them away for the men's one, I thought that's a bit bad, because they've been saying how, you know, it's going to be this demonic structure that's going to take people and change their ways, and you know they're not going to be the same after this match. And lo and behold, they'd put crash mats down, and I was like,
yeah, but then again, it's just to prevent injuries, because you know, think about going over the top ropes and crashing onto that. Must kill. It must really hurt.
Yeah.
But
guys, it was actually changed last year. Elimination Chamber, we had a whole new style set. which is the current one being used. So
Yeah, they changed the pods and everything,
Yeah,
but
the
I've
pods
never
looked a lot smarter. I think it looked very nice the way it was two kind of
Yeah.
doors and they slid in, and then it looked a lot more up to date than the chain on and everything like that.
I think before it was more like a D-shaped
Yeah,
pod.
it was more like a dome. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and I think people probably like sort of got a bit claustrophobic, because I know I would. It looks more of a square now, so you've got like. Plus, you can get up on the top of it, like we saw quite a lot.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss. Who else? The Miz, I
I think
think.
he's jumped up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman even got there as well.
Who did? Yeah. Right then, guys. So, thank you very much for sticking around with us. Another long video, but we managed to clear out and get everything that we wanted to get out sorted. And like I say, if you want to leave a comment, as we've been saying all through this video, if you want to leave a comment, we'll give you a shout out next week. If you want to pop along to our Facebook page, we put up weekly news and daily news. Anything we see, we put up on our Facebook page. We will be doing a live stream from our Facebook page on the WrestleMania one. We'll put that up on our Facebook page, and me and Jack's going to do an all-nighter and watch this show. So, from me and Jack and Daya, if you want to say your farewell.
Yeah, I was just going to say, guys, anyone listening to this on YouTube or watching it, just give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and the more views we get, the better we get. So, if you can do that, that'd be great.
Yep, okay then. So, thank you very much, and we'll see you later.